everyone, how are we all? Welcome back to my channel and to the first recipe video of 2023. I hope you're all excited for this one because we are going to cook some absolutely delicious recipes. So in this video I'm going to be sharing 3 recipes. We've got a delicious roasted butternut squash and red pepper soup, which is completely vegan, lovely and warm and very budget friendly. We've got a super greens pasta with spaghetti, garlic and cavolo nero, which is also vegan. And then thirdly, we've got a lovely spicy fried rice with prawns and soy sauce, which is so good. All of the ingredients will be linked down below, of course. Now I have filmed a couple of these videos before and I will link them down below. All of my recipes are always budget friendly. And I know so many of us are looking for ways to save money, so each of these recipes are going to keep the costs to an absolute minimum. Also, I want to say a big thank you to First Direct, who are very kindly sponsoring this video. So First Direct have been around for 30 years and they are giving customers £175 by switching to their current account. Now you have to be in the UK and you have to meet their eligibility criteria, and there are terms and conditions which will be linked down below. They also offer award-winning customer service, which I think is very important. Now I know talking about finances can be really tricky, especially nowadays. That's why I'm really proud to be working with First Direct Bank and sharing this with you guys, because I feel like it will help a lot of you out there. So if you are thinking more about your finances this year, be sure to click the link below to First Direct Bank, read the terms and conditions and see if you are eligible for the £175 to switch today. And as I said, terms and conditions do apply, and this is for UK-based subscribers. All of the information will be linked down below. So yes, a massive thank you to First Direct Bank for sponsoring this video. And now let's get on to the money-saving healthy recipes. Okay, so this is my roasted pepper and butternut squash soup. Start by topping and tilling your butternut squash, slicing it evenly down the middle and using a spoon to scrape out the seeds. You can actually keep the seeds and roast them for a really delicious snack. Then using an easy peeler, just remove the outer skin and chop the butternut squash up. I chop mine fairly small just because it roasts a lot quicker, which means you haven't got to have your oven on for as long. And then I chop up a pepper. I just use a yellow one, but whatever you have works. Drizzle it in around a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I added in 2 garlic cloves with the skins on, some fresh black pepper and some salt, and stir all that together. You want to roast it for around half an hour at 200 degrees. If you do have an air fryer, you can also use the roast setting on that too. It will be quicker and it will use less electricity. I then chopped up 1 red onion, nothing too fancy, and then I peeled around a thumb-sized piece of ginger and just chopped that up as well. You don't need to be too fine with this because it's all going to get blended up anyway. So then add some olive oil to a pan with your red onion and your ginger and just soften all that down until it smells lovely. And then make some veg stock. I used half a litre of veg stock. And then for spices I used paprika and cumin. All of the quantities will be linked down below. And then I add that in now because I feel like it releases the lovely flavours of the spices. By that time the butternut squash had roasted beautifully, so you can just pop a fork in and see if it's nice and soft, and that should be all good to go. So pop that into your pan with your onions and then remove the garlic from the skins. Roasted garlic is so good. Add in your veg stock and bring that all up to a boil. Once it's reached a boil, turn it off, and using a hand blender, or if you've got a regular jug blender, blend it all until it's beautifully smooth. And then you want to give it a taste to see if it needs any seasoning. Add in your coconut milk. I'm using full fat coconut milk, but you can use the lighter version if you'd like. Stir all that together until it's lovely, silky and creamy. Season it again. Mine just needed a little bit more salt and pepper. And then I just served it up into a nice warm bowl. I drizzled it with some single cream, but you can use vegan cream if you prefer. Finished it with some crispy onions and some chili flakes. And that's it. Honestly, the soup is so good. Really creamy. Such a good winter warmer. Perfect for lunch, dinners. You could have this with some crusty bread or even like a nice cheese toasty. It is absolutely perfect. So next up we've got my super greens pasta. This is honestly one of the easiest things to make. I'm using cavolo nero, but if you've got kale, that would work well, or even spinach. And I'm also using some plant-based cream cheese spread, but you can use regular cream cheese if you prefer. I started by removing the woody stalk of the cavolo nero and then popped the leafy part into a pan. We'll come back to that in a second. And then I use a spaghetti measure. This is a great way to portion control and also make sure that you're not, wasting any spaghetti by cooking too much. So I added that into a pan with some boiling water and 1 garlic clove. This makes 2 portions, but of course you can add more garlic if you'd like.
Just cook all that together, but you want your spaghetti to be just say al dente because it will continue cooking later on. So once your cavolo nero has blanched, add the garlic clove into a blender with a splash of pasta water and around a good generous tablespoon of that lovely cream cheese, and then blend all that together until it's nice and vibrant and green. It doesn't need to be too smooth, but just so it's all incorporated. Add around a tablespoon of olive oil to a frying pan with your cooked spaghetti and that lovely green pasta sauce, and then just toss all that together. You want the sauce to be slightly looser at this point because it will reduce down once it comes up to temperature. Add in some grated lemon zest, salt and pepper, and then it's ready to plate up. It is literally that easy. You can of course add loads of other things, and if you'd like some toasted nuts on top is always lovely, but I just finished it with some vegan parmesan and that was it. Honestly, this is such a delicious and speedy pasta. Great for a lunch, or you can obviously make more and do it as a dinner with some nice garlic bread on the side. That's how we usually eat it, and it is so good, and it kind of feels like you're having healthy pasta. This is my prawn fried rice. It's kind of like a bip and bap style, and it's absolutely delicious. So I started off with half a cup of rice. This cooks for one person, and I had 2 half cups of water. So 1 half cup of rice to 1 cup of water. Season it, pop the lid on, and cook that until all of the water evaporates. Then I chopped up some button mushrooms and just finely sliced them, and I did the same with around half a red chilli. I kept some extra on the side for garnish later on, and then I peeled the other piece of ginger and then just finely grated that with a microplane, and then I did the same with a garlic clove too. You want it all to be fairly finely grated, but don't worry too much if it isn't, and then it's all ready to come together. So your rice should be cooked by now, but once all the water has evaporated, that's how you get the best fluffy rice. I did rinse this as well just to get rid of a little bit of the starch. Take that out of the pan, set that aside, and in the same pan add a splash of olive oil or sesame oil if you have it. Then add in your garlic, chilli and ginger, and then chop up your pepper. I'm using a green pepper, it was just what we had lying around in the fridge. Thinly slice it and then dice it up the other way as well, so you've got fairly small pieces. Add that in with your garlic, chilli and ginger, and then I'm adding prawns. I eat prawns now, but if you want to keep this vegan, just leave them out, or you can add chicken if you prefer. Prawns take little to no time to cook at all, so then pop in your mushrooms as well, toss all of that together, and then return your cooked rice back to the pan and stir all that together. You obviously want your rice to be nice and hot. I added in around 2 tablespoons of light soy sauce and a good squeeze of some lovely teriyaki sauce. This was so good, and then just stir all that together until it comes and it's combined, and then set that aside while you quickly fry an egg. Again, if you want to keep this vegan, just leave out the egg, but this is what gives it that like Korean bip and bap style. These are gorgeous golden Yorkers, lovely and free range. Just make sure that the bottom is nice and crispy and that all of the whites are cooked. And then it's just a case of seasoning it and assembling your dish. It is honestly so good. That gorgeous, salty, sweet rice with the prawns is fab. And then you top it off with the fried egg, which just gives it a lovely finish. And that golden York should still be nice and runny. I just finished it with some red chilies, some crispy onions, and some sesame seeds. And that is it. All of the ingredients will be linked down below. And then you can just pop that yolk and dig on in. This would also be great with noodles if you don't want to have it with rice, but I just love it as it is. It is delicious.
So that's it, guys. I really hope you have enjoyed these 3 really simple and really easy delicious recipes that are budget friendly. This is so good. I think this is my favorite dish that I've made. It's like a bip and bap style. Oh, so good. A massive thank you to First Direct Bank, who have very kindly sponsored this video as well. I will leave all of the information for First Direct Bank down below. So yes, let me know which one your favorite recipe is, and if you do make these recipes, do let me know how they turned out. If you take any photos, please do tag me on Instagram, or you can let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Love to you all. Take care, and I'll catch you all very soon. Bye for now.